Oceanfront Walk.
Right round with that Nina. And don't wait, don't get ya. That's right, we are back, and you're listening to the Original Sports Show, and I'm your host, Leopold Jeans, the Big OG, broadcasting live here on CRN Digital Talk Radio, baby, and we're having a ball out here in sunny Sunland, California. That's right, on this beautiful Saturday, putting it down, having some fun, talking sports, life, love, and everything else under the sun, baby, because that's what we do on the OG Sports Show, while we take over 1 hour at a time. That's what we do, take over 1 hour at a time. Me and my engineer, Matt, putting it down. We're having a ball today. And we're touching on so many topics in the world, life, love, sports, and everything else under the sun. Yes, and we just got finished talking about the LSU cornerback who was cut by the team, Tyrann Mathieu, moving on, finding something new. And, you know, the thing about this is that this guy's going to find a team to play for in the NFL. It's not going to be a big deal. You know, he'll drop, when the draft comes and all that stuff, but he'll still go to the league and make an impact. You know, and did you hear what Jim Mora said about USC versus UCLA? Did you hear what Jim Mora said? Quote, "We don't have murders 1 block off of our campus." Unquote, Jim Mora. Oh, that's a nice little jab there, Coach Mora, huh? Trying to get a little cross-town rivalry started a little earlier. Now's the time to do it, huh? Well, once again, this is what Jim Mora said. We don't have murders 1 block off of our campus. Okay, I get that. But I tell you what, people always ask me, too, because I covered both of these football programs for years for the LA Sentinel. People always ask me, what's the difference between USC and UCLA? What's the difference between USC and UCLA? What's the difference between USC football players and UCLA football players? And I'll tell you the difference. This is the difference. UCLA football players think they're smart. They think they're smart. You can interview him. I interviewed Maurice Jones-Drew, while he was at UCLA. And one of the things that I noticed that he kept telling me was like, we got guys on our football team that have 4.0s, man. We got guys in our football teams that are, have 4.0s. They're brilliant. They're smart. And then you interview a USC football player, they're talking football. They're like, yeah, I got the ball. I broke to the outside. I busted home. I knocked his block off. I jumped over the other guy. I hurdled him, and I scored a touchdown. Fight on. That's the difference. And, USC is going to always get the best football players, and UCLA is always going to have the best basketball players. UCLA is a basketball school, and USC is a football school. UCLA has a great football tradition as well, but they can't compete with USC. Here in Southern California, if you play high school football and you have any type of notoriety, you want to go to University of Southern California. There's no getting around it. Everybody wants to go to USC. If you play football and you're a competitor, you want to go to USC. And speaking about that USC football team, Matt Barkley is going to be a beast. That football team, their probation is up. And in my OG rankings, they're ranked number 1. I'm going to give you my OG rankings next week. I don't want to bust the apple on that. There's a lot of things going on here in college football. That whole loss of Tyrann Mathieu changes the whole makeup of, the rankings. Here's an premier impact player out at LSU. That LSU football team becomes a different football team without him. That's like USC not having Reggie Bush. Well, they had Lindale White, who was a very formidable backup. But it's just a comparison. Players like that, impact players, change how teams play. They change the chemistry of them. They change how they play, how they execute, and all that stuff. But that USC football team this year, oh man, with the Woods kid out there from Sarah, my old high school quarterback Scott Altenberg breeding this guy. Altenberg, my main man over there at Sarah, been winning for years over there, coaching winners, sending them to USC and UCLA respectively. Robert Woods, Matt Barkley are enough on offense. I'll tell you that, because Matt Barkley can chuck it. He can chuck it. And Robert Woods flies like the wind. He's got great hands, runs outstanding routes, precision routes. I can't wait till college football comes. You can smell it in the air, football in the air, helmets cracking everywhere, baby, on the Original Sports Show. Football season is here and in full swing, and that's where we shine. That's where we do our best work, and that's what we do. We talk football, basketball, baseball, life, love, sports, and everything else under the sun. And there's something going on with the network, too. I don't want to digress too much, but from what I understand, Time Warner has cut 6 channels on the CRN network off of their broadcast. And I want to inform all you listeners out there to call 1-888-TW Cable and request that our shows come back on this network, that are, all of our brilliant shows from Dennis Miller, Laura Ingram, Bodie Stroud, the Boathouse Radio Show, the Original Sports Show. We're all affected by this, but we are still broadcast on Cox and Comcast cable as well. They're keeping it real and keeping us on. But Time Warner kind of bailed and jumped ship. They didn't do it the right way. So a lot of people at the network are very, trying to get people to reach out to Time Warner and tell them, hey, don't take away our great shows. Don't take away our programming. It's a good thing. And also, you can go to crn.com and fill out the petition. That's a very important thing. Go to crn.com and fill out that petition to get our shows back on those 7 channels on Time Warner. And I just wanted to bring that up. And once again, the number to call for Time Warner is 1-888-TW Cable. Call them. Ask for a supervisor. Tell them you want to listen to the OG Sports Show all day, baby. Tell them you want to listen to the best sports show out there. They got the nerve to cut the OG Sports Show off? What's wrong with you? Are you tripping? You smoking that Keisha? We will be back on the Original Sports Show. Holla.